When digital photography really took off in about the year 2000 to 2004, the old compact film cameras became very cheap indeed to buy, and you could go into a charity shop and pick a compact up for £2 or £3, sometimes even for 50p. But there were always one or two compacts which went for a bit more and continued to go for more. Nowadays, compacts have become more popular, and certain compacts go for a lot of money. Things like the Olympus MJU, the ones and the twos go for a lot of money, and there's also a Yashica Contact T4 and T5 with a particular Zeiss Tessa lens, a 35mm Tessa lens, which is very popular. It's quite right angled, it's well built, and they can go for a lot of money. The camera I'm going to look at today is one that doesn't get a lot of press on the web, but it is mentioned a bit, and you could describe it as a poor man's T4, T5, and it's this little camera here. It is a Yashica Minitec. What I immediately liked about this camera is that actually it doesn't feel quite as cheap as some of the compacts, and I felt it felt like it had a little bit of quality about it. It has a 32mm 3.5 lens. It's got a nice lens cover here. My immediate response was, is this the same as the Nikon wide angle cheap compact and the Olympus? But both those cameras have the shutter opening device down here, where this one is at the side, and the camera just feels a little bit different, and it is a slightly different shape having compared them. To load the camera, it's very straightforward, and we've got a nice little illustration there how to load the camera. And when I loaded it with film, it loaded immediately, no problem at all. It's DS coded, which means you don't have to put in any ISO settings. By default, it's apparently 100 ASA, so if you're using uncoded cassettes, you can, but the film would have to be 100 ISO. There's almost no controls on this camera. It really is a point and shoot. The only controls you do have is you have a rewind if the film gets stuck, or you want to rewind it back halfway. There's an infinity spot, and I presume that is when you're doing landscape, you can just press it on infinity and it will focus there. You've got a self timer if you want to do selfies, and finally you've got an array of a number of flash settings, including auto, fill and sun. I'm not sure what the double flash means, but I'm sure someone will tell me. And that is about it. Very ergonomic to hold, very light, fits in the pocket beautifully. I was looking forward to taking this out, and I took it out on a Sunday afternoon, and I liked using it. I had a slightly mixed response when I came to develop my film and analyse what I had taken, and I will go through this with you. The first photograph I took in my Hore, I was really pleased with. It's sharp, the windows of the door are interesting, I like the good range of tones here, it focused very nicely. Then I took it out and I was looking at some of the statues in my local town. This is Dorchester in Dorset in the south of the UK, and these are some Elizabeth Frink statues of some martyrs, some Catholic martyrs who came to a very nasty end in Dorchester, but these are the monuments to them. Well, they photographed initially quite well, as you can see here. I wasn't sure about the focus. I thought they could be a little bit sharper. Okay, it's a wide angle. I quite like the range of tones, and you've got a nice power out frame, so don't chop things off. And this is walking down what we call the walks to another monument. Again, that was absolutely fine, looking down these walks. And this is the War Memorial in Dorchester. It's slightly based on the Cenotaph in London. The original story was that they were trying to get Edward Lutyens, who designed the Cenotaph in London, to do this one. In the end, it went down to a local stonemason. The greys and I was pleased to have this photographed, and the focusing here was fine. I was quite pleased with it. This image wasn't quite as sharp. I think it sort of has focused on the background. And this comes to the rub of the camera. What I loved about this camera was for ride views, for street scenes, it performed really well. The shadows are great. This fountain came out absolutely fine. It's close-ups, but I suppose it's not really designed for close-ups. So using it on a Sunday afternoon, it was great to use. People don't notice it. For street photography, I think it's absolutely ideal. For fine photography, I might use a different camera, but it's a camera that I did enjoy using. I will probably keep for a bit. And if you do find Yashica Minitec, do have a go with it. I think you might be surprised. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.